Hi, this is Jim Gibson with CableSupply.com. Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Hey, listen, before we get started, please hit the like button and also subscribe. This tells the the YouTube algorithm that people are actually watching this and liking it, and I'd appreciate it. Be a payback. If this information is good to you, please pay me back by clicking on like button and also subscribing. So today we're going to talk about pulleys. Now, why do you need pulleys in cabling? And this is a pulley. It's kind of interesting. I use this many times. Saved me many times. I could do a cabling job by myself sometimes. A decent cabling job just by using pulleys. You know, you put the cable through this, and I do have a video on this, by the way. I'm sure if you go onto the site you can find it. But you put your cables in there, and then you hang this from the ceiling. And as the cables come up, they go in there, and then they shoot off at a 90-degree angle. So you know you got all your boxes in the data room, right? And you know that in that data room is where you have to start. So you spread out from the data room. You don't go from outside the data room to the data room when you're cabling. You go from the central location out to the individual drops, out to the individual jacks that are out there. The RJ45s or wherever you need to attach. Now the bad news, they don't make these anymore. And I was actually told that I could have the patent if I wanted it. And I was considering making these. But you know something? The good news is there's a new one out. And this is far superior to the one I just was showing you. Again, you hook these up. You know, you can tie wrap this to something in the ceiling. Just put a tie wrap, and it does come with this clamp, and this is a great clamp, and I'm going to tell you why this is so good here in a second. I'm going to point out the features of this item, and you're going to love it. This is worth every penny you pay for it. It's heavier, it's thicker, it's bigger, so it's easier to get the cables. I don't know if you can see that. It's easier to get the cables turning 90 degrees. It's easier on the pull when you're pulling it. Now this used to be called second man cable helper or something like that, cable puller, and it's fantastic. The concept is great. The design, has some problems with it, and I'll show you a little later and how this actually improves on that design. So just to look at this right now, it's far superior to this because it's more heavy duty, and this was quite expensive at its time for light plastic. And when I talked to the manufacturer about these things, I said, there's some problems with this. It's kind of light duty. It doesn't really turn very easily. I mean, it's great. Let me tell you, I saved a lot of hours using this pulley many times in cabling jobs, but it's also not as thick, so you got to limit your cables that go through here. Now, again, for those who might be a little bit foggy on when you use pulleys and stuff like that, a lot of people don't use pulleys. So if you need to make a 90-degree turn, and that would be right above the cable boxes in the ceiling, if you got to make that type of turn, that's when you use a pulley. And that saves you time. A lot of times, if you got to make a turn around an edge in the ceiling on a building somewhere, using a pulley can save you. Now, in the past, if you look at some of my videos, I talk about service loops. You go so many feet, you pull down a service loop. You can make a turn, you pull down a service loop. Well, sometimes you got to put a person there to do the service loops as you're pulling cable. But if you use a cable puller, it can actually save you on your labor and time that you spend on the job site in cabling. So again, this is the old, they don't make them anymore. This is a brand new product. Now I'm going to show you the difference and why this product is better than this one, even though I like the color better. I mean, you can see this in the ceiling. But you get all your cables in here, and you're running them at a 90 degree, and you're all done your cable pulls, right? And then you got to get this back. You got to, what would you call it? I don't know. Just get it back. Get it out of the ceiling, get it back. and it's a pain in the neck to get them back. In fact, the manufacturer says, why do you want to get them back? Just leave them in the ceiling. Well, I'm not going to leave hundreds of dollars worth of tools in the ceilings, because I used to have like a handful of these, and they would really be helpful. And again, I could cable a sizable building with 10, 20 cables. I don't think I want to do more than that by myself, but I used to be able to cable all by myself with the pulley, and it does save time. But to get the cables out, you got to pull on this little tab here, and as you can see, it's not easy. And then you can get your cables out. And then to reuse it, you had to put this all back together. It doesn't even want to snap. Well, and as you saw, I didn't quite put it back together right. Anyway, this is just an illustration. They don't make these anymore, but if you have them and still use them, I'm amazed. A lot of times people did leave these in the ceiling. And if you go out to those buildings, you can harvest them. Now, the improvement is this one. This is wonderful. The people who designed this, and it's called Pulleys.com. You really need to consider this. I mean, it just spins easily. It's not like the old one. And the reason why it spins easily is because it actually has bearings in here. So I don't know how they make money on this thing, to be honest with you, because it's so inexpensive when you buy it. But anyway, the nice thing about getting the cables out is you unhook it. Look at that, how easy that is. And then you just slide one down, and the cables come right out. So sometimes you're running a lot of cable. You can't fit like 100 cables in here, but you can fit probably 10 easily. And then when you're done those 10 pulls, then what you do is you pull them out, and then you do your next 10 pulls or whatever. And this is really great. So it has a lot of nice features to it. It's heavy duty. It's thicker than the other one. It's easier to pull in this because of those bearings. I don't know if you can see them in there, but there's actually sealed bearings in there. So you don't have to oil it or anything like that. And it just makes it easy when you're pulling cable. Now, a lot of people probably don't know what I am talking about because they've never done serious cabling. But if you're doing cabling, even if you're sending guys, more than one person out to help, this is going to save you a ton of time. Now, they do come in pairs, so you really need them in pairs anyway. You should always have them. You should have them on your truck. This should be a standard item on your install vehicle, and it should go with you wherever you go. Of course, you can harvest them after you're done the install because they're not like a couple dollars, but they're actually less expensive than these things were, which are pretty much throwaway. And if you notice, is this one? No, sometimes my guys would cut these and do all sorts of things to get the cables out, and they wouldn't last very many installs because they were a pain. It was a great idea, not the world's best design, and that's probably why they're not making them anymore. I don't know. I can't even snap this back together. These, however, I got them. This is what I use when I cable. Again, anytime up in the ceiling, you got to make a 90-degree turn. This is what you want. And of course, you just tie wrap this, or you wrap a stringer around there. You know what a stringer is? That's the lines that come down and hold up the drop ceiling. So anytime you need to do that, you got it right here. You just put the stringer through it. Sometimes there's a lot of extra stringers people put up there, and they don't use them, and they just sit down. Sometimes they poke you in the top of the head, or they'll poke you in the eye if you don't watch out. So you can put the stringer through there, you can bend it up, and you got yourself something that easily, look at that, it just rotates and everything else, and it will follow the energy that goes into the pull of the cable. So this is fantastic. I just love it. This is heavy duty too. This is not cheapo stuff. It's also made in America, so it's a USA product, and it is fantastic. And whoever came up with it is a genius. So people at Pulleys.com, you guys are geniuses. This is a fantastic tool, and it will last you decades from what I can see. Heavy duty metal here, heavy duty plastic. With the bearings in there, just makes it really easy. Well thought through. Hey, one last thing. Don't forget to like this video, please, if this has been a benefit to you and you like this idea, and I've given you an idea here and what to do and all. And if you like this video, fantastic. Well, how about subscribing? Because I need subscribers. The more subscribers I get, the more I get to do these type of things. Because I'm not cabling today. I am doing videos to help you. So if that helps you, you can help me by subscribing. It gives us, our site, more credibility, things like that. And I'd really appreciate it if you did that. Again, my name is Jim Gibson. Thank you for watching the video today. Really appreciate it. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Visit our website, CableSupply.com. And I'll talk to you at the next video. Bye.